the most advanced character in the play is the inspector. I mean, Ava Smith could be also one of those, which is what is the purpose of these characters? What is the dramatic importance of them? And the inspector doesn't change like the other characters, or doesn't have as much of an arc. But his function is one of morality, of witness, of condemnation, of helping the audience see. And in the end, he gives his big final judgment before he exits. And then we have more plot discovering that maybe he didn't exist. Be quiet for a moment and listen to me. I don't need to know anymore. Neither do you. This girl killed herself and died a horrible death. But each of you helped to kill her, which is true. Remember that. Never forget it. I don't think you ever will. Remember what you did, Mrs. Burling. You turned her away when she most needed help. You refused her even the pitiable little bit of organized charity you had in your power to grant her. Remember what you did. I'm not likely to forget. Just so childish. The blame is just so childish. Just used her for the end of a stupid drunken evening. As if she was an animal. You used her like an animal, Eric. Brutal. I know. I turned her out of a job. I started it. You helped, but you didn't start it. You started it, Burling. She wanted a bit more money, and she paid the heavy price. Look, he offers to bribe him. You know, early on we find out he's going to get knighted, so his reputation's like a really big deal. You're offering money at the wrong time. I don't think any of you are going to forget. Nor that young man Croft, because so Gerald's out for a walk, remember. Though he at least had some affection for her and made her happy for a time. That's why he's recoverable. Just about, I think. Not really. He's a snake. But here we get so it shouldn't be so brash, I guess. But that's how I feel. And you can't do her any good now either. You can't even say, I'm sorry, Eva Smith. That's the worst of it. She's quite righteous and annoying too. And here comes his big final speech. But just remember this. One Eva Smith is gone. But there are millions and millions and millions of Eva and John Smiths still left with us. With their hopes, fears, their suffering, chance of happiness, intertwined. All our lives are intertwined. We're tied together. We don't live alone. We are members of one body, the metaphor says. We're responsible for each other. And I tell you, the time will come, if men will not learn the lesson, they will be taught in fire, blood, and anguish. Revolution. This is really a debate between the play, Mr. Burling, and the inspector. And we really see this in his final speech. And when we contrast this with Burling's kind of dramatically ironic pronouncements about the Titanic and technology and war, it really is a matter of how much responsibility we're going to take for one another's lives. Following this, of course, Gerald comes back and there's some contortions and some back and forth. But ultimately, the play ends with this, dramatic moment where a phone call comes and it's all going to get repeated all over again. This kind of endless cycle, this Groundhog Day for this Burling family. And that's pretty much the play. So what I'm going to do in the subsequent videos is look through kind of a basic essay structure for each of these major characters and some key quotations that cover the whole play. But you'll see there's a very giving, very easy text to negotiate. To master it, it's about you getting to know things deeper, to know the multiple contexts, and to really develop your own interpretations.